Stitches of love we sew. In this online world we come to grow. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, where hearts align. Let's embrace the craft and let our souls shine.
Hey everyone, I'm Laura Lynn from the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and this is Weekend Project. We're taking that new and fantastic that's going all over the web, the potato chip block. We've already built it out here because nobody needs to see another video on that, but we're chopping it. So we're making chopped chips, okay? We're gonna make some chopped chips today. And that's gonna give us a beautiful, scrappy, chevron-y pattern in the background. Now you can do this with matching fabric or just bust your stash like I did. I'm just trying to make something like a table topper for my girlfriend. She's coming for a visit, and I wanted to make something for her camper. So nice and easy to wash, nothing to worry about. It's kind of busy. You won't really see a lot of stains if it happens, which it will. So here we have the block before us here. This is the potato chip block. I've only did mine to 12.5. Sometimes people do it at 8, stop at 8.5, which is this section right here. But I went out to do it to 12.5 and then just cut them on the diagonal and then laid them out in a row and then place them in chevrons and then for the rows, sew the rows to rows together here, okay? So we have 2 more blocks to make, so we need another row to make to that one, to that goes to there. So I ended up making 16 blocks total. It's just what I had for just to do something quick, and I thought for size-wise that should do it. And so here you start off with a 2.5 by 4.5. You put the 2 of them together, and then you put another 2.5 by 4.5 on either end, and then you put 2 2.5 by 4.5s again along short ways together, and then attach that, and then 2 short way together and attach that, and then so on, and build out and build out and build out. So the next set here, if what you wanted to do, would be 3. 3 would go this way. So if we had, say if this one was stitched, we can see easily that that one would go right there to make 3 more of this, and you just build 4 4 4 5 5 5 6 6 6 7 7 7, so on and so forth. Okay, so we have 2 more blocks to build out, and then we will cut them. Okay, so let's just do that. It's a super cool block. I kind of fell in love with it at first. I'm like, oh, what a great way to bust your stash. And of course, it's always jelly roll friendly. We always have usually a little bit left over from jelly roll projects. And you can always add pieces together to form your 4.5 by 2.5. Okay, so we got 1 for that side, and then this side, and then we will give them a little press. My iron is warmed up. It is a gorgeous day here in Nova Scotia. Off for a couple of days, but it seems like it's warming up again. Okay. And then we'll just press these out. Now all you need is 1 cut for this project, and it's 2.5 by 4.5. 2.5 by 4.5, super easy. So this ends up being as a nice square. You want to make sure when you're doing this when you stop, it's a square one. You don't really want to do rectangular. You may not get the right cuts, right? Okay, press that way. Just kind of lay things flat. Spritz or spray or starch, whatever it is that makes you happy. I'm not going to fiddle and faddle with these too much because we are going to cut on the bias, right? So they will shift if you don't deal with them right away. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to take our ruler. We want to line it up from corner to corner. Make sure you have a long enough ruler to do this. If you need to, you can butt up. You can butt up your rulers like this. If you only had a couple of 2 shorties or something like that, slap a bit of tape on there, and then you could just use that as a continuous cut, okay? But it's always nice to invest in a nice long ruler for doing these sorts of projects. So we're just going to cut from diagonal from this corner to this corner and this corner to this corner, okay? 1 smooth motion. There. And it's always best to shift yourself instead of your fabric so you don't askew things. Okay, so shift yourself. Watch your fabric. Okay, so now we come to there. So, and with my layouts of my rows, I was having that first triangle facing downwards. So I'm taking one of those and putting it over to the side. I'm taking this one and I'm putting it right up there. So that'll sew that one together. I'm going to take this one and put it like that, bringing the triangle down, and then this one, bringing the triangle up. I'm just going to flip these. Very little movement. That is the key to this. Put a little pin there. Put a little pin there. You can mix and match those blocks more if you wanted to, have a pile or something like that, but I just think it's best to just cut and sew. Just no fuss, no muss. Okay, we'll sew those two together. Actually, let's cut them. Cut them both, sorry, because we've got to sew them. Okay, let's do the second. Put that one off to the side. Scoot it out here a little bit better so you can see it. Make sure you are from corner to corner and you have equal pressure on the middle of your ruler, and then continue to go forward. Obviously, you don't have your fingers anywhere close to the edge where it may run into your blade, because you will not win. The blade will win. So pressure down in the center and straight across. Okay, move the ruler out of the way, taking this one, going down, this one doing a flip, this one going up, and that one going that way. Okay. And as long as you keep it so it's all the same way, don't start with going this way. You're going that way, which is the one going up. You'll be good. You'll be good. Other than that, you're gonna have to rip one side off and attach it. Okay, so there and there, because your chevron won't line up. Okay, so we'll sew those 4 seams. I don't really want to get them too askew at the moment. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. We're going to continue to work on our spoon flower mini backpack tomorrow, Saturday's live stream, 1 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out with us. And we're really close to 32,000 subscribers to our little channel. If you're not a subscriber, come be a part of the crew. We have a lot of good fun here. We're a great community. Okay, and then the next one, just try to keep them in order. And don't worry about matching up any seams anywhere, because really there shouldn't be a lot of matching. Just gonna have to match your rows. So let's lay it out for the next set. There, pin off. So that was this way, and then this way. Just kind of shove things there. Make sure we're staying situated correctly. This way, and then this way. Okay, so let's put our sections together. So make sure you're lining up, and you have a little bit of overlap with those tips to cross over. And sometimes if you want, you could just chop those all off. I did a little trimming before I put the rows together. Okay, and then this one here, we'll flip. And just make sure, just like the little tips are just poking out. Okay, now we'll do those little seams to form our row. And this really does come together quite quickly. And once you get like if you're having no really color rhyme or reason, you're just feeding, of course, the centers you want in 2 by 2 together long wise, but other than that, everybody else is short wide together. So you can just pop 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then when you need 2 together, you can add another one, or need 3 together, you can just add another one. Or when you get to the 4 part, you just add 2 of those 2 parts together. So it could definitely be something. Watch a movie, listen to a book on tape or something like that, and just zone out, and you could really get them done quite fast, especially if you had everything cut beforehand. Oops, because I pinned that the other way. That's fine. That's fine. Just flip it. Just flip it. This one. Then we'll just give it a little heat loving. Make sure our iron is still wakey. Yep. Okay, alright, let's put those off to the side and take a look at our row and make sure we're happy with it. We'll grab our little pressing mat, pop it here, just give those just a little heat to those seams. Make them lie a little flat. Like I say, you can totally mix up your triangles, mix them from row to row, whatever makes you happy. So the last thing that we need to do is just to come in here and lop off this side. If you wanted to, you could put an added triangle piece in there, or even make some just a little bit bigger. You'd have to make them bigger and then chop them and then put that corner in there, because unfortunately when you cut here, it's just, you know, if you cut one of these in half, that piece is never going to be the same. So okay, so what we want to do is just kind of lop off these little end bits, and I have a little stack of them here. They're not going to waste, so they will go towards something else. Okay, kind of lay my fabric on a line, so I know I'm trying to get at least as straight as cut as possible down. And I'm just going to flip it. And these are sort of course some of the tails you can chop off if you so wish it. Okay. Just when you're matching up row to row, you can sometimes get in the way. Okay, now what we want to do is add our rows together. Okay, just like that. Is that going to be good enough? It looks good enough to me. There's really no rhyme or reason when it comes to Scrappy. So once we sew those two rows together, then we're going to sew those two rows to the, I think there's six behind me. Let's try to get the other end here first. And this measures to be about 41 by 41 in the end, so which is a great baby quilt, dog quilt, car quilt, lap quilt, any kind of quilt. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Put those pieces in the pile. Alright, so now we'll just sew that seam down there, and then we'll pin it to the big one. Scrappy quilts and stuff, it's like not like the fabric owes you anything at that point. What you bought it for originally, you made, you had fun with it. Sometimes you even made something a little extra to the leftover bits that didn't necessarily go to the scrappy pile. So I figure when it comes to a scrappy quilt, it's like the bonus quilt. You really just have to put the effort in to get it. Pins are out. Sometimes it's hard to tell with that vibranty color fabric. Some of that fabric right there kind of reminds me of one of our pins that we have. Make sure we got the seam. Looks like I thought we might have missed it there. And if you find there's colors you don't like up against each other, like maybe you didn't like those ones, you could totally laid it out a little bit better to avoid such collision of fabric. Okay, now we're going to take this and add it to our little stack behind. It goes on top, bottom, doesn't honestly matter because it's all going to the same place. Let's put the two there. Pin. So just kind of ease in. A little bit of a flexibility because like I said, some of these cuts are on the bias. So they're going to be a little wonky. So just kind of put maybe even just a couple little extra pins in there to hold them during that section. Okay, put one up here. And then sew down. And really in an afternoon, even if you didn't have some of your fabrics cut, you could have yourself a nice little lap quilt. Okay, and sew on down. Almost there. There's no... Oh, yep, there is. Of course there is. There's always. Just take that. Flat-ish. And it's a good way to practice your quilting. You can have fun with, quilting this up, even just using the angled lines for the chevron as your guide. That'd be the perfect amount of quilting. I thought about quilting this with chevrons, so why not? All right, there's our project. We have taken the potato chip block and chopped it. So we have revisited it. And that equals to about 41-ish. By 46. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.